Welcome back to this Rift Let's Play. You're Sambo Seraphis, and joining us, well, is Fisherman Tallahassee, Old Man Tallahassee, the old fisherman from Argent Glade. How are you this evening, my kind sir?
Yeah, alright. I'm just enjoying catching some fish.
I noticed, and of course that's a complete juxtaposition for you, because we all know how much you love fishing, not in the game. By the way, speaking of fishing, and hello to everyone, welcome to this week's episode. If I go into my journal, not my journal, my crafting menu, let's have a look here. Here we go, fishing. It says here up the top that I am 14 out of 75. What are you now?
I'm at 36.
36. Okay, so by the way, folks, if you're wondering what on earth we're talking about, how come we're fishing, how come I'm looking at a fishing skill in my spell book, well, you need to go back to last week when we actually learnt the fine art of fishing, new to the game, of course, in one of the more recent patches here in Rift. This week we're going to be finishing off our fishing quests and Tallahassee, the other skill that of course got introduced in the patch, which is survival. I hope we're going to be having a bit of a look at that tonight as well. Now, we will. Yeah, so two things. Number one, how do you skill up specifically with fishing? So is it, every time you actually make a cast and have a successful catch, does that skill up? Or is it only if you catch a non-grey item fish, or how does it work?
No, it really depends on the area as well. So each different area has a different level of fish, and you can actually max out. Oh, so you
can max out in the level. So if I got to 75, and I presume here in Argent Glade, of course, we're at the entry level of fishing, it means that if I catch more fish in Argent, there'll come a point where catching fish in Argent Glade won't give me any skill increases, I'm guessing, once I train beyond level 75. Right, okay, alright. So it's kind of like, wow.
Although actually for here, I think it's above level 40.
Oh, right, okay, that makes sense.
40, it's no good.
Right, so, and that's good.
You have to move on then.
Yeah, so you have to move on. If we want to get to 75, you're saying once we hit 40, it's not going to give us any more skill increases. And that's good because that, of course, fits in with the way other games work and, general crafting works anyhow. Now, the other thing, I just noticed there that you looted in the chat log here a sunken shipping crate, and it's a blue, and I've brought that up on the screen. It doesn't tell me anything about it. What is that? Is that a crate that you can actually open that has the promise of some, rare goods in it or something like that? Or is it just literally a crate? What is it?
It's a crate, and it had 20 gold in it.
Well, gee, there you go, folks. So not only is fishing enjoyable, well, if you're not Tallahassee, but it can also pay off. And of course, you can see Tallahassee down there in the chat log is getting him what do you got? You got silverwood angels, which are a green fish. You got smooth minnow, which I know, and there you go, are a crafting material. And I think we're going to be able to use them a bit later on in the episode. And you've got some shed scales there, so we've got grey items, white items which are crafting, green items, and obviously blue items, just like anything else in the game, Tallahassee. I guess you can get up, fish up different levels of rarity of stuff out of the water, yeah?
Yeah, so you can get quite a lot. I've been hearing people have pulled up purple crates as well.
Whoa, I don't suppose you know what's in them?
No idea.
Well, okay. Hopefully there's always that promise, folks. You know how it is, again, in other games where you might fish up that elusive mount or the elusive companion pet or the rare gear or something like that. And I think that's all part of the appeal, to me anyway, of fishing. Now, speaking of fishing, before we go any further, I know we've got a quest to look at, and we'll do that in just 1 second. I want to reacquaint myself with fishing, which is a little bit different than it is in WoW, and we'll just remind you guys again of how it works. So basically, as long as I have a pole, let's have a look here, somewhere in my inventory, there we go, beginner's fishing pole, and again, Tallahassee, we do not have to equip that, do we, at all? It's as long as it's in our bags, right?
No.
Okay.
As long as it's in your bags.
Alright, so I like that for a start. I don't actually like crafting where you have to equip stuff. It's just annoying and unnecessary. Okay, so once we've got the fishing pole in our bags, and again, this is for you fishing noobs out there, which is basically what I am, all you do is you go into your spell book, and here we go. Under the General Abilities tab here, you can see I've got my usual stuff. I've got butchering, I've got rune crafting, I've got outfitting, and now, because I've learnt them, I've got survival and I've got fishing. All I do is drag them down here to my hotbar, by the way, and that means if I click on them from my hotbar, you can see that the actual crafting menu comes up here. So you can see I've got a lure that I can make with goodies that I fish up, so it all is kind of, everything feeds into each other. If I click on survival, I'm sure we'll get to that later on in the episode, that also allows us to craft. But to actually fish Tallahassee, all we need to do, I think, is literally grab the fishing pole from our bags and drag that onto our hotbar, yeah?
Yep, so you just drag it onto your hotbar.
There it is.
And then you click on it.
All right.
It'll give you a little reticle.
Oh, here we go. Yep. And this is where the big difference is fishing in Rift to other games. You can see here, folks, I'm wriggling this around. Obviously, it turns red here because I can't cast on dry land. But anywhere that there's fishable water, I can do that. So I remember from last week, Tallahassee, the quest was basically teaching us that there are different types of fish depending on, well, for one, the depth of the water that you fish in. So I'm guessing that I've got this reticule because I could fish out in the middle, right in front of us there, right in the middle of the water, and that would be classed as deep, well, deeper fishing than where you've just cast there. And I'm going to cast down there now too, right on the edge. I'm now, can you see where I've casted? Cast, there's no such word as casted, silly Sambo. I'm fishing in shallow water now, right?
Yeah, that's basically still counted as shallow water.
Right.
Because you're not going to get dismounted.
Right,
basically, anything that you can stand in
that's
is
shallow.
Considered shallow.
All right,
anything that you're swimming in is deep.
If I just take a quick jaunt down here, looks like I can't see the bottom out there, and I'm going to cast way out into the middle there. Presumably, again, going by the quest that we did last week, and I'm assuming that they're kind of tutorial stuff. I mean, just before I picked up a smooth minnow from fishing on that edge just then. Now I'm out in the depths. I presume I'm going to get a different type of fish. I mean, I'm sure it's also slightly random. But, oh, there we go. Now, by the way, folks, when it makes that mess in the water there, when it starts pulling, you just simply click on your fishing pole again at the right time. Or, I think we'll see in a minute, if I hover my cursor around where my bobber is, once it starts making that noise and the fish is on the line, I think it changes to a different icon, and I can click down there as well, can't I, Tallahassee?
Yeah, it does do that.
Alright, so let's wait, folks. And you can see there, by the way, I picked up a false... There we go, there's that icon, click there. Alright, so I've now got myself a false shark, which is also a crafting material, and this is good. We'll get into that in a sec. And a blue wide mouth, which is also crafting material. So Tallahassee, I'm guessing that, again, going into the fishing crafting menu here, I've only got the one recipe at the moment, so we can't really see, but presumably there are going to be recipes later on that, you know, will require a blue wide mouth and a false shark, and pretty much the only way to get the materials to make those goods is to either fish for them yourself, or if you want to be lazy, head on up to the auction house here.
Yep, that's right.
Alright, so you can see how it works, folks. It's kind of like one of those, you know, self-sufficient things. In order to get the mats for free to make stuff that you can probably sell for a nice tidy profit, all it takes is a little bit of your time doing some relaxing fishing like we're doing right now. Like, for example, in the time that we've been speaking since you've been fishing there, what's your skill? I imagine your skill's gone up already since the last time we asked.
Yeah, it has. It's now 42.
Alright, there you go. And, oh, look, I got a blue wide mouth. Then you can see, here we go. These blue lines in my chat log here are saying you now have a skill of 16. So mine's gone up a couple as well. So there we go. All right, so on to more pressing matters, which of course is the fishing quest to hand. If I open up my journal, let's have a look. Here we go. Silverwood, which is where we are, folks, and it's always nice being back here. Fishing with lures. And it says here... where are we? Here we go. Use an irresistible water snail to help you fish up a silverwood devil for Molly Graysby in Argent Glade. So this is an interesting one. Firstly, a silverwood devil. Oh, and it says here we go again. Fish up a silverwood devil from deep water. And I'm guessing, Tallahassee, that quite literally, I wouldn't be able to get that type of fish out of shallow water.
That's correct.
All
You
right.
won't be able to get it out of shallow water.
Okay, but the irresistible water snail, it says to use one on my fishing pole. So a couple of questions I've got for you there. Number one, that's obviously a lure that is going to increase my odds of getting a catch, but because it's saying here that I need to fish up an actual silverwood devil, do you think it's possible that the only way you can get a silverwood devil fish is by using an irresistible water snail lure, or does that just help?
It just helps.
Right, okay. So the criteria here then...
It doesn't guarantee, it just helps.
Alright, so the criteria is deep water, I guess.
Yeah.
Alright, okay.
So where we were fishing just then,
right.
so out there,
Right,
that's
okay.
classified as deep water.
Right, and that means that a silverwood devil will be swimming there, but it won't be swimming at the edges in the shallow water. Now, what I'm confused about is it says to use an irresistible water snail. Now, I don't know what that is, so I'm looking in my bags, and I've organised my bags, which is a miracle, to all the fishy stuff down here at the bottom. Oh, whoops, almost. There we go. And I've got a couple of recipes. I've got a speedy shark snack recipe. I've got false sharks. I've got smooth minnows. I've got blue wide mouths. I've got forest pond leapers. I don't have anything called an irresistible water snail. So do I have to? Is that something that I get from the vendor?
No, that's something that you have to craft.
Aha! All right. Okay, so we actually get to craft something. All right, so talk us through this. I presume I have to bring up my fishing crafting window.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And
you're dead right.
you
Look at
should
that,
have
folks.
irresistible water snail there.
Yes, in fact,
Now,
that's the only recipe I've got. Is that normal for now?
That's normal.
Okay.
Okay, a top tip for this is these will actually give you skill up points as well.
Oh, in fishing?
That'll go towards your fishing. Exactly.
Oh, so you don't have to spend those 75 points actually fishing. You can do it as a blend between, well, crafting and fishing, I suppose.
That's correct.
Okay, that is brilliant. That's very good. Thank you very much, Trion, for doing that. Just breaks things up a bit. All right, so I'm looking here and it says irresistible water snail. It's got the number 3 beside it. So I'm assuming that means that I've got enough materials to make 3 of these things because, yes, I've got, according to this, in my bags. Oh, this is good. I don't even have to have my bags open. In fact, I'm going to close them. Because the crafting UI, folks, here, in case you can't see it on the YouTube video, actually says Smooth Minnow 4/1, and it says Forest Pond Leaper 3/1. So I'm assuming that because I've got Irresistible Water Snail recipe selected, it's saying that you need one of each of those 2 materials, and I happen to have 4 of one of them and 3 of the other. Is that how the UI works?
That's correct.
All right, now my final question. You're going to get sick of me asking questions, you are. Before we actually start fishing for this, for the quest, is if I craft one of these, and by the way, folks, again, you can either hit craft all, or you can actually type in the number, or rather select the number here and hit craft. I'm just going to do one. I'm going to craft one Tallahassee. Here we go. And bingo, there we go. I now have in my bags, there it is, an irresistible water snail. It says made by Seraphis. It says that it's a consumable. Oh! And it's answered the question I was about to ask you, which was that it has 10 charges. So basically, this will last for 10 casts. Would that be right?
That's right.
Alright, so I'm kind of glad that I didn't make all of them in a way, because I'll just use this one. Now, how do I apply that to my fishing pole?
So you right-click on the water snail.
Alright, yep.
And it'll give you like the little hand.
Oh, it has to, and then click on the fishing pole?
That's it.
Right, hang on. There we go. Applying. Oh, we get a little animation. There we go. Use an irresistible water snail on your fishing pole. That quest is updated. Oh, okay. Now, if I hover over the actual fishing pole itself, the tooltip shows me that it does have an irresistible water snail on it with 10 charges. So it decays when all the charges are used. So I don't have to remove a blank one or anything like that. It just basically disappears once it's all used up.
That's it.
All right, let's give this a go. Here we go. I've got my irresistible water snail. I'm going to click on fishing. I'm going to go for deep water. And you can see here we are. I'm looking for a silverwood devil. That's what I need for my quest, for my fishing quest. I must say that this has been a really cool series of quests because it kind of inadvertently teaches you all the ins and outs of the actual craft in this game, doesn't it? And I got a blue Oh, I got a blue wide mouth, damn it. In terms of, like I was talking about before, teaching you that only certain fish are in certain depths of water. It's obviously teaching you how to fish, period. And it's also telling you that, hey, if you really want to make sure you're getting fish all the time, craft yourself a lure and you're going to have a lot more luck. And damn it, the fish got away then, but I think that was because my reactions were a bit slow. Now, Tallahassee, the fish got away, but I'm imagining that I still got a charge used up, or did it not? If you don't catch a fish, does it use a charge?
Still use the charge.
Okay, there we go. Reel it in. Come on. There we go. Oh, no, got a false shark. Now, by the way, when I'm fighting with the fish, and you know what I mean, like you click once on the fishing pole to bring it up, and then sometimes you'll bring one up straight away, and the other times I notice that she sort of struggles there a little bit. Do I click the fishing pole while she's struggling, or do I wait?
You wait until you see it move again.
Okay. Like the splashing, you mean?
Yeah. Until you see the splashing again. For a Silverwood Devil, you'll have to wait until it does it 3 times.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
God.
That's how you know that you've got like one of those special ones.
Oh, okay, so it's a little indicator. That's kind of cool. I like that. All right, because I've been messing it up when I'm doing the whole fighting thing. So I guess for the dummies amongst us, which of course is me, I'm going to say basically white water around my bobbin. So splashing equates to clicking. So I don't click unless I see that splashing, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, now I also noticed, by the way, in the chat log, I saw something there which deserves a cheer. It says Tallahassee earned the achievement Apprentice Fisherman. Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you.
Now, what level of fishing did you have to do? Was that past 40 or did you get to 75?
And I'm at 45 fishing, but it's because I've caught 100 fish.
Oh, okay, so it's not your actual level of fishing, it's the amount of fish that you've caught.
That's right.
Oh. Did you see that blue flare? Oh, there we go. Okay, number 2. Oh, I got a fiery water fern. Oh, look at this, folks. Now, okay, 2 things, Tallahassee. Number 1 is, it says here, it's an artifact in the Aquaflora range, so I'm absolutely going to use that right away. Gosh, that's great. So here you go, folks. There's a whole new level of collectability just opened up for you there in fishing alone. There we go. And you can see the reward for this one here is a tattered supply bag. So I've got 1 of 8 of those flora there, Aquaflora. That's very cool. But I noticed, unless it was just a coincidence, Tallahassee, when I did the second click there, or rather when it indicated to me that this was going to be something special, it looked like a blue orb flowed off me, but that might have just been part of the scenery. Or is there some kind of visual cue?
Not really. It just looks the same.
All right. Okay. It must have been one of the... Oh, actually, I think it's one of these little blue fairies that are running around. Right, look, I'm not having much luck here. I'm just going to go up on the bridge. Here we go. See if I have much...
You'd still need to get into deep water.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm going to go around the other side. You know, just like a real fisherman. Picking some different spots. Not that it probably works, but it makes me feel better. It's a placebo effect. All right, so I'm going to come over here.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you may want to make another sea snail as well. Oh, sorry, water snail.
Oh, yeah, actually, I'll check my rod. Let's have a look. It says, oh, yes, 3 charges left. All right, come on, Lady Luck.
So do you have enough materials?
I do. I had enough for 3 irresistible snails, and I've only used 1. Or rather, I've only crafted 1 so far. Oh, see, they keep coming up on the second click, Tallahassee. I'm not doing anything wrong, am I? I mean, you know, one splash I click, and then she'll fight, and then there'll be another splash, and I'll click again, but she pulls it up. But that's what I'm meant to do, right?
Yeah, that's what's meant to happen, unless you're clicking too late.
Right, okay, which I could be. Still, folks, have not got myself a Silverwood
You are
Devil.
catching something, so...
Yeah, so I must be doing it right, yeah?
All
right, okay.
I'm not going to brag or anything, but I do have 9 of them in my bag.
Oh, you suck. You suck. Oh, this is the 3rd time. This maybe 3rd time lucky. Here we go. And there we go. A Silverwood Devil. Woo! And look at that. An achievement. A rare catch. That's awesome. I like it. Now where is... Here we go. Recent ones. Catch a rare fish. Oh, and look at this, folks. There are a whole bunch. In fact, hang on a minute. Wait a minute. Hey, you just got yourself a Silverwood Devil as well.
Oh no, that's number 10.
Oh, you suck. I'm just going down the list here, by the way, and I'm looking in the actual achievement list, and it says fishing 5 out of 260. Oh, that's points, not 5 achievements out of 260 achievements, right? It's 5 points. I think.
5 points.
Yeah, right, okay. All right, there we go. All right, that's very cool. So, folks, that's under the character tab, by the way. And what do we got here? Crafting, epic quests, cult sagas, role-playing, and which, by the way, that's the wedding ceremony that's never going to happen with Tallahassee around, and all of the fishing stuff here. So very, very cool. Lots of... Oh, look at this. Okay, I can see here, Silverwood Fisherman. I've got one to get, because I've got ticks beside Forest Pond Leaper, Blue Widemouth, Smooth Minnow, False Shark, Silverwood Devil. I just need to get a Silverwood Angel. Now let me check if I've got any charges left on my lure. I haven't. Okay. Alright, well look, in the interest of time, because we want to progress this quest, and we also want to have a look at survival, by the way. Hopefully Tallahassee will lend his expertise there, so we can give that a go.
I will. As soon as the game lets me log back in, I got disconnected.
Oh, did you? Oh, good lord. Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Right.
You are indeed offline. Oh, sorry to hear that. Obviously, it was a game thing, though, because you are still on Steam chat, so that's weird. Anyhow, I'm just going to hand into the Master Fisher while you do that. And she's saying here, hey, great job. I think you've caught on to fishing just fine. Caught on to fishing. Get it? Yeah, okay, radio. There we go. That is done. And, oh, is that it? Is that the end of the fishing quests? I think it is.
That's the end of the fishing quests.
Okay, I'm just going to... And there he is, he's back. I'd like to train for... Okay, so it says no recipes available. I'm guessing I have to get my fishing skill up a little bit more, obviously beyond 40 or something, before I can get any more recipes open up to me. All right, okay, that's okay. But you can see I've got a fair amount of materials here now, folks. So I could, if I want, like Tallahassee said, just go in here... And, for example, I can make... I might as well make these irresistible water snails, right? Because if I want to do any type of fishing, I'd be a fool, surely, not to actually put the lure on there anyway, right?
No, because sometimes, or even getting the grey items, that'll sometimes still give you a skill as well.
Oh, okay. And maybe, I'm guessing as well, that these materials may well be used for, other crafting recipes. So maybe I better hang on to them, just in case. All right. So there we go. We've got a few minutes left in the episode. I think we're all savvy with the fishing now. So thanks very much for walking us through that, both in last week's episode and today. If you guys have any questions about fishing, please pop them down in the comment section below, and I'm sure Tallahassee will be scanning those and he'll answer anything that you need to know there. Alright, so on to survival, my friend. What do we have to do? I'm going to open up the crafting window here and walk us through what survival is once again, and how come I've only got one recipe in here as well?
You only have one recipe because we haven't really done any crafting yet.
Okay, so is survival...
That's going to be the next thing.
So what? Hang on. So for my silliness, what is survival? Is technically speaking, survival basically just a crafting profession? Like I mean,
it's cooking from World of Warcraft.
Right. Okay. So I don't know why. I guess I maybe had false expectations of this. Fishing. Take fishing. Fishing is crafting. There's no doubt about it. There's a crafting UI and all the rest of it. But you're out in the world and you're actually doing something physical. You're literally fishing. I had the idea in my head, and obviously I think I'm going to be wrong, that survival was, yes, there's the crafting that we're looking at here, and obviously there's going to be more and more recipes that come in. But I thought that it would also be out there getting your hands dirty and, I don't know what, but skinning. I mean, you can already do skinning, I guess, can't you?
Yeah, there is going to be more to it, but they haven't added it all in yet.
Oh, okay.
By what I had heard, there were some... What was it? It was trapping that they added in. But they tried it on the test shard, and it basically killed everything in a zone. Alright,
so wasn't quite working as intended then, I guess. Now, hey,
no.
By the way, here's an irony. You guys know I have my Twitter feed coming in to the chat. And big shout out to, who's that? Abs for short, who tweets, I liked a YouTube video from Sambonz. And they like our Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Part 5. So there you go. Thank you very much for that, Abs for short. That's quite ironic. Okay, so that's good to know. I was trying to think of what you would do out in the world, Tallahassee, that's physical. And I'm thinking, hang on, you can't skin. We've already got fishing. Oh, but yeah, trapping makes perfect sense. So I really look forward to hopefully them sorting that issue out and getting that into the game as well. All right, so for now then, I guess... Oh, look at this. It's just as well I didn't use those other components. I can make a minnow dumpling. And I guess I'm going to just... make one. Here we go, crafting, and I'm assuming that this is going to make my survival go up by a point. So my skill now is novice 2 out of 75, and I'm guessing every time I craft that's going to go up as long as I use a recipe that actually allows us to increase a skill point. But Tallahassee, this minnow dumpling is okay, so it's food, 870 health and 980 mana. I'm assuming that later on in the game, this is going to be really handy at the late stages because it's going to give us food that gives us unique buffs, just like WoW, basically the really, really nice food that gives you that really good buff for the hour or whatever. I presume that's where they're headed, yeah?
That's right. They've already got stuff like that in the game.
Oh, good.
So
okay.
How many do you have of the... What was it? It was the minnow, wasn't it?
Yes, smooth minnow. I've got 2 more. From the one I need, and dough I have 4 of one. Now can you please remind us again, where do we get the dough from? Is that something I craft, or did I buy that from a vendor?
No, you bought that from a vendor.
Okay. Oh, we've got a trade coming up here. What are you going to give us? Slap on the face with a wet fish, perhaps?
Well, I could do that if you'd like.
No. He's a generous man. Now let's see if we've got anything we can trade back to him in return. What's that? I don't know. I've got a...
No, not all that.
What have I got? I don't think I've got anything for you here. What's this? You know what? My bags are full pretty much of... Oh, there we go. There's a... No, you've already got that one, actually. Oh, I just want to give you something in return. What have I got? No.
Just shut up and take it.
Oh, you're a good man. Look at that. 8 dough.
What your boyfriend says.
Yeah, you're a sad man. All right, so are you saying that what I should really do... Oh, I've got enough materials for 10 of these minnow dumplings now. Shall I just craft all 10 of them? Is that what you're saying? So I get a nice big skill up?
Yep, craft them all.
Crafting all, there we go. Well, thank you very much, my friend. Now, where do we go to get new recipes?
This guy right here.
Your crusade will be for naught,
Kelly.
fools.
Oh, okay, so I don't have to go all the way back to Sanctum, thank goodness, because that's where we originally trained.
No.
Okay, that's cool. All right, let's just...
And he's got salt-crusted pond leaper.
Ooh. Oh, gosh. You know what? It's making me hungry. I think I've told you before, and you guys know, watching at home, every time I play games that have food crafting in them, I get absolutely starving, especially if they have really yummy sounding recipes in the game. It's not fair. Don't do crafting unless you've just eaten. Trust me, because you'll drive yourself potty. Okay, so I'm now 12 out of 75. And if I head on over here to the Master Survivalist, I'd like to train for... Oh, okay, so you deliberately gave us that because you knew that this requires Survival Novice 10 level, right?
Yep.
Alright, thanks for that. It's all making sense now. Now, if I bring up my crafting menu for Survival again, folks, there we go. Salt-crusted pond leaper, and what does that do? Oh, wow! Okay, that actually restores 1420 health and 1700 mana, which is basically about half of my actual health and mana, so that's starting to get more like it. And all I have to do, I guess, is... Oh, sea salt and forest pond... Okay, I have forest pond leapers, and all I'd need is sea salt. I'm presuming... Let's have a look. Buy something... Yeah, look, he has sea salt. I'm going to grab 2 of those. There we go. And shall I use this forest pond leaper to make one of these ones? The salt crusted... I might as well, even though I can use them in my fishing.
Yep, do it.
Here we go, crafting that. And I'd say, given the colour of that recipe, that's going to give me a guaranteed skill up, and there it is. Yep, I'm now 13 out of 75. That is great. Alright, well, as it happens, we've completely run out of time already. Gosh, time absolutely flies. That's a good thing about fishing, actually. Time just flies by, well, for me anyway, when you're actually doing fishing in the game. And like I said, it's also a great little activity. If you're in one of those moods where you want to play an MMO, but you've also got something on the side to do, so you can't devote all of your attention to the game. For example, go on a raid or an instance run or something like that. Fishing is a great thing to do in an MMO while you're doing something else. So if you're multitasking, I guess is what I'm saying. Oh, look what I got! Look at that! Woo! I got myself...
Silverwood Angel?
No, I think I must have. Yes, you're right. And I got myself the Silverwood Fisherman catch.
An achievement.
Catch one of every fish in Silverwood. I am extremely happy about that. Well done, Seraphis. And of course, you know what this means, folks. Look at this. As we go down the achievement list here, we've got Gloamwood, Stonefield, Scarlet Gorge. All of these should be very familiar to you guys. Moonshade. What else? Where else have we been? All the places that we've pretty much been. I'm going to have to return there, Tallahassee, and just to do the fishing stuff. And when you think about it, achievements are great like that because they just give you that goal and, just something else to do in the game, just something different to occupy your time with. And like I said, fishing is also one of those great little pastimes you can do when you're multitasking and doing something else on your computer. Have this in a window or alt-tabbed in the background or something like that, and just skill up your fishing while you do other stuff. It is great. Anyhow, Tallahassee, we are well over time as always. Time for us to get out of here. Again, folks, if you've got any more questions about fishing or survival, leave your... Oh, there's another Silverwood Angel. Would you believe it? Oh, hey, by the way, before we do go, it says here on the tooltip, the scholars of Quicksilver College prize this fish, and it can be traded for notoriety or goods. So that's even better. So it's actually giving me rep.
It's this guy right here that does it.
Oh, okay, so I don't even have to go back to Quicksilver College. Let's have a look here. What do we got? Silverwood... what did I get there? Angel. If you've got 8 Silverwood Angels, I'll take them off your hands. Don't worry, I'll trade you something good. Wow, we get either a tackle box or we get ourselves notoriety. All right, so you can see, I think, folks, there's just so many different rewards, so many different achievements, so many different activities you can do with just fishing alone. It's a welcome addition to the game, and boy, oh boy, I bet there's lots of achievement chasers out there right now, fishing their little hearts away in the world, trying to get everything that they can. Anyway, we do need to skedaddle. Tallahassee, thank you very much for all of that. What are we going to be doing next week, by the way? Do we have any idea? I think at some point we were discussing maybe organising another run with the Mad Seraphim guys and gals. What do you reckon?
I reckon that's a distinct possibility.
Yeah, all right, looking forward to that. Certainly hope you guys are as well. Thank you very much for joining us in this episode. In the meantime, of course, certainly hope you guys are having a great week wherever in the world you are. On behalf of myself, Sambo, Seraphis and Tallahassee, take care. We will see you next time, and bye-bye.